Yeah. I tried to take a poop this morning, and it didn't go according to plan. And sometimes that happens. It's totally natural to try to poop and then not have anything come out. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with me. I don't think. But it does mean that I've got to try again. Soon. Really soon, probably. This is too hot. This coffee is too hot. That coffee. So I'm gonna go get an ice cube for it. I'm gonna get an ice cube for this coffee. Ice cube. Done. Now it's done. Oh, and now my camera's steamy. Fuck. What was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. That's okay sometimes. It's okay to not think before doing something. I think. That's my personal opinion. This is it. I already drew it, so now I can just do it. That's what it's all about. Prep. It's all about that prep. Not the Chad, what is the best ink for doing stick and poke? Chad, what a pertinent question. Now, I can't say for sure what the best ink is for a stick and poke. All I know is what the cheapest ink is. And if you're doing a stick and poke, I can imagine that that's probably the first standard. So if you go on Amazon.com, there's some ink that says Mom's on it. And that's the cheapest one. But if you want to upgrade a bottle, I use Dynamic because I think it might be cheaper per ounce. But it also doesn't cake up the way the Mom's stuff does. Now, I've gotten a bunch of so this Mom's company has been hounding me ever since I came out and said don't use them. So maybe this will be my opportunity to make amends and possibly even make some money. Moms, if you'd like to turn this whole thing around, why don't you send me some free ink? And then we can talk about your reputation amongst scratchers. Because it's not my fault. Wow, Luke's here. Luke, we talk about you all the time. You have made such an impression, and now I'm just glad that I still exist to you. There's a video on your channel doing a homemade tattoo ink. Is it safe? No. No, it isn't safe. But that's not why we do this, right? So if you want it, and honestly, guess what? That video, I don't even think I actually used that ink to tattoo myself. I think I faked it. I think that was a total fake video. So, do not recommend. I would recommend if you're going to make homemade tattoo ink, I would say your best bet is to make the tattoo ink and then buy tattoo ink and use that instead. That's what I do. But you can't. It is okay. So when I say no, what I mean is, it's not like capital S safe. It's like lowercase s safe, as in, do it, because the ingredients are pretty legit, and that's really what it's all about. I mean, you could do. It's like you're making it with disinfectables, right? And then the pigment is coming from something that you burned, and that's disinfected. So I think it is. I wish I would have just said yeah instead of no, because yeah, I mean, you could do it. You could totally do it. I'm back now. I finished school and it's summer. Hell yeah, dog. Well, actually, I was just about to say me too, but I'm doing summer classes. My phone might die soon. Well, I'm just glad that you're here, Luke. Look what we're doing today. This is a good idea. Do you have SpongeBob across the pond? This is Squidward in abstract, and that's fun. Hey, Luke. I don't know. I don't even think this was your idea. This was an Australian's idea. But people think that this is from you because you're the idea guy. So I'm going to pretend that I'm showing you this. And I'm going to pretend you're from Australia right now. And here they are. I'm going to eat them one of these days. Maybe I'll have one this morning with my coffee. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow. I'm not sure. But for now, we're just gonna poke this thing onto me and within me. Thanks for the questions, Chad. Chad D. I actually really appreciate that. I don't get a lot of people thinking that I know what I'm talking about. So that feels good. I feel good to have somebody out there who thinks I know what I'm talking about. And yeah, honestly, technically, it's probably safe to make your own tattoo ink. Probably. But I don't think tattooing is safe at all. So as safe as giving yourself a stick and poke can be, making yourself ink is a thing. Now, I've never had Tim Tams. I thought they were American. Well, now I'm a piece of shit. I think they're Australian. I hope they are. Because when I heard about them, I said, that sounds gay. Now, America does some pretty gay shit. But when Chad, I love you too, dude. Congratulations on your love. I would say that if it were gay and American, then when I saw it the first time, when somebody first said Tim Tams, I would have said, that sounds cool, just because I'm American. And that would have been my cue to track them down. And I know everything, so since I didn't say that when I was introduced to Tim Tams, I have to assume that they're not. And that I knew when I heard about them, that's not American, or else I'm very embarrassed. So now I have to research it, because there's actually a very good chance that Luke is right. Because let's be honest, Luke is always right. Nothing you can do about that. So now I've got some extra work to do. And that's just gonna be how it goes. That's fine. That's what happens. But they're probably tasty. They look chocolatey biscuits. I like chocolatey biscuits. You know. Tim Tams. There's a bunch of different flavors. Chocolate is only one. I don't know why I'm going off about those. Those things don't even matter to me. They're not even for me. I decided I'm going to do my Squidward somewhere accessible because I want everybody to see it. So I think I'm going to put him kind of up front here. All your tattoos have a meaning? Yes. They look like penguin bars. They do. I don't know what a penguin bar is. Do you mean tuxedo cookie bar? Probably not. You probably don't mean that, or else you would have said it. Yeah, technically all my tattoos have meaning. But I gotta be honest with you, Chad. I'm not proud of it. Because I think the Bible says all your tattoos are supposed to be for God. I think in the Bible it says if your tattoos have meaning, you're gay. And then it says, thou shalt give all tattoos for God. So let's just pretend. No, I won't lie. That's wrong to lie. Maybe from here on out I'll be able to make every tattoo that I give myself for God, capital G. But yeah, up until this point, technically, all of my tattoos are for, like, something else. But the thing is, it's not like I picked them for the meaning. The meaning comes after. You know, you can pick your tattoo and then decide as you're doing it, what does this mean to me? And maybe that helps. but probably not. Why is my focus all focusing? This is bullshit. I hate when this happens. Don't do this to me. Don't be auto. Be manual. There we go. Okay. I put the wrong solution on my elbow. I really did. I'm supposed to be doing... Stencils are for deodorant. The lube is for after the stencil's on there. The meaning chooses the tattoo. Yeah, literally, though. Like, absolutely literally. It's like I have all of these meanings in my head, and then when somebody recommends a tattoo, I'm like, hey, that lines up with a meaning. Let's explore that. It's like I get a little bell rings when I see a tattoo idea, like this one. When my twins, I was hanging out with my, if you don't know now, you know. Can you see this ant? Does anybody see this little bundle? Look at that. That's gross. Am I gross? Am I a disgusting tattoo artist? That's not how tattoo art is supposed to be. I was hanging out with my sister, which I don't do often, but I should do more. And she was saying, hey, I got a new tattoo idea for you. And I said, you shut up. Right? That's what you say when your sister says something to you. Anytime your sister says anything to you, you should say, shut up. So she can be prepared for the future when she's married. She can be a good wife. And she'll know that you just shut up. And then you follow back and you say, hey, sorry I said shut up. I was an asshole. That's a great tattoo idea. She said you should do Squidward in abstract. And I said, that is genius, because I love SpongeBob. I love Squidward. I love that episode where Squidward's trying to teach SpongeBob how to do art, and then SpongeBob's like way better at it than Squidward, and it's super awkward because he's effortless, and Squidward's like, I'm gonna try so hard, and SpongeBob's like, what? And it works every time for him, for some reason. So that's, I guess I just realized that's the meaning of this tattoo, besides the fact that that I'm doing it for God. This is a combination of thanks, sister, as well as effortlessness. Remember, those are the two so far that we've got. This goes over here, that goes over there, so my arm fits right down the middle. Yas. Too close for comfort. Should it go right there? Maybe I should bring it around. I kind of like it actually over here. Oh no, you know what? I was going to put it back here because I have so much room. That'd be a pretty good spot. Is that upside down? Yeah. So I need it like this. So, maybe right there. That's actually a pretty good spot for a tat. I actually kind of like that. What's up, Master Payne? What's going on? We got it drawn. We're making it happen. Everybody's here now. At least the dudes, lady free zone, right, guys? Ugh. Now, while there's no ladies here, let's talk about how ladies suck. Now, it's not that they... No, they don't. Sorry, ladies. Please join us. We don't like being a sausage party. It's embarrassing. Okay. It's all about the angle. That's a pretty good angle. You like my avocado toast? It's supposed to be an abortion. That's what that is. That's my abortion tattoo. So if you want to know about meaning, what's more aborted than avocado toast? I mean, come on. It kind of looks like it too. I'll color that one in again someday, because I got lazy on it. I was going off about why abortion is wrong. This is the one that got me banned from TikTok. My tutorial. I did a tutorial tattoo. I thought it was very clever to put the letters backwards. TikTok didn't like it because I said I was making this video, right, for TikTok, and I said, hey, you guys should do tattoos, and that was enough. There was a noodle in the video and everything, and TikTok said, hey, you can't be saying you should give yourself tattoos. So now that I know they're on to me, I'm thinking maybe it's best if I just stay off that platform, because I mean YouTube lets me show you what's going on, and I recommend it all the time on here, so I guess that's what I'm doing. That's okay with me. Doesn't make me mad or anything. I hate this spot. I hate tattooing right here on my damn. Can I do it like that? Ugh. If I practice this angle, that might be the only way to do it. Shoot. Because I do want it back here. This is a great spot for a Squidward tattoo. Okay, we got our Dio. Now we will apply doopy 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 boo. So freaking bad. Oh yeah. Okay. That's on there. Is it too far up? Shit. Should I make it bigger? I almost kind of want this to be a big tattoo because it's so good. But I can't really redraw it because, to be honest, there's a bunch of nudes on my phone right next to this picture. Not my nudes. Sorry, you'd miss out. Maybe I can draw it without showing you. The nudes. Maybe that's enough. There's all the nudes. Yeah, it's kind of hard to hide, to be honest. Is that big enough? How big is that? Is that too big? Maybe I want it big. It's kind of a cool one, and it was my sister's idea, so maybe she does deserve me to say, I'm going to do this one big, so that she knows how much I actually do love her, you know? Sometimes sisters don't know. How can I improve my skills in stick and poke without destroying my own skin? Chad, you've got great questions. And again, I gotta be honest. This is another one of those things where, I mean, look at my skin. No offense. Dude, you're gonna fuck it up. But it's all about the feeling. 'Cause yeah, every single one of my tattoos is dog shit, but they're all mine, and I love them all equally. Remember Chicken Scratch and Lemonade? That was a good time in my life. Orange skin, or fake skin, is really nice. Master Payne, have you ever tattooed on orange skin? Or are you just saying what Google told you to tell this man? Be careful. Be careful telling people what you found on Google, because Google's not always right, and then you could look wrong. But if you've tattooed orange skin before, then you can make that suggestion, and that's fine. I would suggest getting a pig. Get a pig, tattoo that. Do your legs. I got some shitty leg tattoos. It's always an option, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna do a big one. I'm gonna do a big Squidward. Cause my twin sis deserves it. I've got this whole complex now. Are the nudes showing? You can kind of see them. Yeah, you can. You don't want to see that. But if they're covered by paper, maybe you can't see them. Don't zoom in on this, guys. Don't pause this and zoom in on it, alright? Because you might see something faded that you don't want to see. Or maybe you do want to see it, and that's why you're trying to sneak in on my phone. Be careful with that, though. You don't want to... Because if you try really hard right now to see the nudes that are behind this paper, God's going to know. And you're going to know. You know, and you're going to have that. You're going to be like, what did I do that day? What was I thinking trying to pause and zoom in on that man's phone? You're going to feel bad about yourself. And you're going to feel ashamed. So just don't even try. Just hold back. If you ever see a fat ass in public, eyes to the sky, boys. You don't need that in your life. It does not help you to go around soaking in all the sights of other people's women. You can soak in the sights of a nice dog or somebody's meal. You could say, that's a good looking burger. And you can look at it for as long as you want. You can look at somebody's outfit on a man. Don't even try looking at a woman's outfit. You're never going to look at a woman's outfit and appreciate it for what it is. You're just being a creep. So I would just say, anyways, you hear what I'm saying. It's not worth it. It doesn't feel good. You might think it does. You might think, ooh, this is going to feel good to look at this ass. It doesn't. It never will. You're always just going to feel worse about it. I've heard it. I haven't tried, but fake skin is where it's at when you're starting out. Have you used fake skin? Don't make me dissect all of your suggestions and see if you're lying, because I will. Every suggestion you make, I will check. And now you have to lie right to my face when I say, have you tattooed fake skin before? Before you go tell this man that that's where it's at. Maybe it's true. Maybe the only way to find out how to tattoo is to tattoo yourself. And then you can learn from your mistakes, because every time I've tattooed myself, I've said, that's a shitty tattoo. I'm never going to do that again. And I've done it hundreds of times. So, am I learning? I don't know. I don't know if I'm learning. Do not zoom in on this next scene. Do not pause this video and zoom in to try to see if you can see my nudes through this paper. They're not even mine. They're of a woman. And you won't like it because you're gay. Because you're so gay. Okay, Squidward. In abstract. See, I trace everything. I know you know that about me. But I just have to say it out loud too, because I don't feel good about it. But I do know it's the best way. And that's round, and that's loopy. There we go. Chad, thanks for reaching out. I actually, legitimately, I'm just like, a new friend. This is so cool. It's so fun. Well, duh, that's the best way to learn, is from experience, and along as you soak it in and learn and listen. Yeah. See, now that, I don't even have to ask you if you've done that before, because I can tell you've done that. Yeah, that's a fact. You should learn and listen, soak it in, take your mistakes, and run with them. That's a good tip. That's something I mess up constantly, where I'm like telling myself I'm going to learn from this mistake, and then I just don't. A lot of times I really don't. And then I just keep making the same mistake over and over. Dude, I have been embarrassing myself with my lack of control over my own emotions lately. You know, I'll be talking to a woman, and she'll say something that confuses me, and then I'll just get mad. And then I'll start going off about how she's making me mad. But guess what? She was just making me confused. And if I was honest in that moment about how I was feeling confused, I probably still could have got laid. But when you get angry at a woman, it's very rare that ends in a lay. Probably actually, there's a way to make it happen, but I don't know if they like it that much. Now, if you tell them you're confused, they might. You could manage a connection. If you're honest with a woman and tell her you're stupid, you say, I'm just so stupid, I don't get it. They might just start sucking your dick right there. But you gotta have the balls to say, I'm an idiot, you just said something smart, and I'm stupid, and that's why I'm confused. And then they're like, oh, damn. But if you start getting mad and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Not gonna work. Unless they're black. Okay, too far. This is too big, I think. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking how it's gonna sit on me. And I think I'm just gonna go with the one that's already on my skin. 100% they like to feel smart. Well put. Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't want to say something like 100% they are smart. You really just want to. You really nailed that one. That's another thing. You got to analyze your mistake and see what you can do to fix it. I skipped that one, but that's a great tip. People don't analyze their mistakes enough. And sometimes we analyze our mistakes too much, I think. Unrelated. Technically, that's unrelated. That is technically the proper size. You can see it. You can see it. I guess that's okay. That's the same size as all my tattoos. It's just so far up there. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I do want it kind of bigger. Shit. Shit! Let's try one more time. Making it big. Let's see if I can make a nice drawing of this. Where it looks like I'm actually gonna... Don't zoom in. You're not gonna like what you see. I mean, you'll love what you see if you did try to find the nudes on my phone, but it's not gonna make you feel good. You'll feel bad about yourself. I'll make sure of it. I think it's too big. I think this is getting so big that I can't, that the mistakes that I could make on drawing it are just too obvious. You know? Because it's like, when something's small, the mistakes give it character, but when it's big, the mistakes make it look like you're bad at drawing. It's like I don't know what I'm doing now. Because I have to achieve these extra layers of detail. Because guess what? This drawing actually does have a little bit of detail to it. As far as like some three-dimensional depth. It's got some flippin'... The fins have like some turn to them. And I don't know exactly if I can... Let's take another swing at it. Let's just see if I can make this happen one time. God, I already fucked that up. That is not what that fin looked like. Shit. This is getting awkward. And I can smell my pits. My pits smell horrible right now. I think it's because of the fight I had with my woman last night. It happens, right? Right, boys? Sometimes you just go off. And you wake up in the morning and you're like, oof. Shouldn't have said any of that. If I would have just kept my mouth shut, I would be in such a better place right now. Okay, let's see if this works. And around the skull bone. Oh, I put a hole in the paper. It's already going not according to plan. Okay, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Okay. Does that... Oh, I wasn't even showing you. Shit, sorry. Always gotta put on deodorant before you tat. Yeah. Yeah, or else you're gonna get sick of yourself. Is it too... Is that the right size? I think that's pretty legit, actually. It's actually pretty legit. It doesn't look right, but will it ever? Will that ever look right? Maybe I should just do the little one. I'm just gonna do the little one. There. Decision made. Damn, I didn't even make the decision because I'm still thinking about it. Do I want the little one or the big one? Because I kind of want to show this one off. I almost want it to be like everybody to see it. Because it's kind of a good one. It's kind of such a good idea that I would want the whole world to be aware of this tattoo on my shoulder or on my elbow. Let's see. Does it fit? It does fit. Yeah. Okay. It's abstract. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's do it. Let's trace this boy out. And then let's try to just make it happen. And up here. Don't tell my sister, but the reason that I particularly like this tattoo idea is because my wife told me that my dick looks like Squidward. Like his face, his nose, his head. She's always telling me, it looks like Squidward. And it's always very flattering because Squidward has a big nose. But do not tell my sister that that's why I picked this tattoo idea. As far as she's concerned, the only real reason that I'm doing this is because I like SpongeBob and that this is a clever piece from SpongeBob to tattoo. If she knew that I was giving myself her tattoo idea in commemoration of my big dick, we'd have a problem. We would have a family issue. And she might never speak to me again. So there's that. You know, be careful. Be careful what you tell your sisters. Alright. That's about as good as I'm going to get it. It's abstract. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's actually supposed to look like shit. That's the whole point. Alright. And once I make it green, which I think I'll do tomorrow, then I don't have to draw anything. See, I told you yesterday, I'm thinking about spreading this out a little bit. Fucking bullshit. Wipes. Shit. Too much wipe. Too much wipe. Not enough coffee. Oh shit, it's not coming off very easily. The old one, I mean. It's gonna be in the background. I'm just gonna have to remember not to poke this tiny thing that's inside my big thing. Come on. If I can just get it off. How do I make it look inappropriate? It's not gonna, because my arm's right here. It's always funny to make it look like you're jerking off. Oh, remember that. Take that one home today. If you can ever make it look like you're jerking off, but you're not, that's funny. Now that's just funny. I'm telling you. Yep, you're right, I did. I did let it dry on. I let it sit there for too long. And I'll never learn that lesson. That's going to keep happening to me. It's tough. It's tough out there. Just trying to make a living, tattooing myself. You got alcohol wipes? Yeah, my mom gave them to me. She said, hey, do you need disinfecting wipes? And I said, no, I don't think so. And she said, really? Even like for your tattoos and stuff? And I was like, no, I really don't think I could possibly find a use for those. And she said, why don't you just take these? And I was like, okay, I'm never going to use them. Here I am, using them. I do not recommend alcohol wipes. But if you've got a mom and she wants you to use them, maybe give it a try. You guys know the movie Tangled? Tangled by Disney? There's a song in there called Mother Knows Best. And it's about how mother knows best. But in that movie, it's an evil villain mother. And she doesn't know best because she's stupid. Let me tell you a little bit of something about evil people. They're all stupid. Every single one of them. They could be high IQ. You could be high IQ and evil. But just the fact that you're evil, you're stupid. That is dumb. This is a bad place to be evil. Now, if you want to go live in hell, evil might be good for you. And smart. That might be the right move. If you want to live in hell, be evil. That's smart. But not if you don't. Not if you don't want to go to hell. If you don't want to go to hell, do not be evil. I'm telling you, that's the number one thing. It does not look right. But we're going to do it anyways. See? That's just how it goes. We're not going to waste any time around here. I've got a tattoo to do. That arm looks all wrong. Let me compare and contrast. Actually, it looks about as right as the way Squidward drew it. No, that fin needs to be bigger. Oh well. I know what it is. That's what's important. Does anybody else need to really see what I'm doing to my arm? Or can I just know what it's supposed to be? See how it's not erased all the way? That's what happens when you fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Classic. Classic rap. Classic trap. I used to be like, what is trap? What is trap music? Is it techno rap? Is that what they're doing? So confused. And then they were like, no, because it's like music, it's like it's like a trap. They're like, it's like music from the trap. And I'm like, what? Culture. I'll never get it. The no cap? No cap. What? Do you mean you're not wearing a yarmulke? Do you mean that since you're not wearing a yarmulke, I can trust that you're not lying? Is that what no cap means? That's the only thing I can think of for no cap. It's like, see, look, I'm not a Jew. You can trust me. That's the only thing I can think of that would make that make sense. And I don't think they're smart enough, the people who say that. I don't think the people who say no cap are smart enough to think in their heads, I'm not wearing a yarmulke. You can trust me. Because they're in the moment. The people who say, if you're the kind of person who says no cap, you're in the moment. You are right here, right now. So I don't think you're making those kinds of. Anyways. Okay. Let's just do this thing. Let's stop being problematic. And just do this tat. I wanna be a billionaire so freaking bad. That was the one song I used to know the lyrics to. This is hard. Trap music. Trap music to catch people is to catch people lacking. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what that means. I forgot Master Payne is bad at spelling. So we just have to accept that and keep going. Thanks, player. Thanks, dog. I know, I can do it. I can totally do it. Come on. Come on. Hit it. Hit it. Come on. Hit it. Come on. Come on. Get it on there. Come on. Alright. Here we go. Hit it. Alright. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shit. Thanks, dog. Oh, man. I needed a little bit of faith today. That's good. I'm gonna complete this task. Let's do this shit. Let's see how this sits. Perfect. Look at that. That's gonna be dope. Okay, I'm not gonna color it in today. I want to focus. And I want to be able to focus and talk. Not easy when you're trying to do too many things all at once, but committed! Absolutely. There's that freaking focus. Ink. I don't necessarily not recommend dynamic, but it is better than Mom's. Until I get a statement from Mom's saying, we'll pay you to stop saying that Mom's sucks, I'm going to be honest. Okay, some ink in the spoon. Just a little bit. That's all we need. A couple drops. No big deal. Okay. Is anything going on lately? Anything at all? There's that image. That's what keeps happening. That weird switcheroo. Oh, now it's not doing it. I'm just going to delete the image. Remove. Yes. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what I want to talk about now. Now that I said I'm going to do talking. The needle is sharp. And the needle. Okay. This'll work. This can work. This can totally work. Don't look at my bicep. That's not what this is about. You queers. In a good way. Nothing wrong with being queer. Now, being gay might have a problem. But queer? That's fine. Okay. I guess this is it. Let's just get right to it then. Oh, this is a big one. I didn't realize how big I made it. We got some work to do today. I'm going to dry off the area surrounding. There's a bunch of lube surrounding my tattoo, and when I try to pull the skin, it freaking... What's the difference of what? I will answer your question if I know exactly what you're saying. I must have not been paying attention to what I was saying. That's a common problem that I have. I like this one. This one's gonna be dope. This one's finna be dope. I like that it's touching this other one. It's like touching it perfectly. It's actually touching both of those perfectly. I'm loving it. Okay, here we go. Oh, what's the difference between queer and gay? I said it before you typed it. I realized what you were asking. Queer means weird. Queer is weird, gay is happy. So if you're queer, you don't necessarily like sucking dick. You just do. And when you call it queer, you're basically admitting that you don't like it. And that it's not like your thing. But if you're gay, then you're saying it's like, this is what I love about life. This is what makes me happy, is disrespecting my body and the body of other men. And you're like identifying with it, right? That's all you don't want to do. Have I already fucked this up? It's possible. I'm going to do this other leg first. Because guys, here's actual tip. Here's an actual tip. And by the way, don't listen to my definition of the difference between those things. Because other people would tell you it's different. I think what they would say is gay is very explicitly man-on-man action. Queer is like, I don't know. Who knows what I'm into? That's all. When you're tattooing, you got to plan out where you're going to poke first, so that when you're poking later in the tat, you don't have to grab skin that has ink on it. I'm already messing this up. See that blood? That's rough. This is not good, guys. This is going poorly. I'm already anxious. This is going to be super blurry for some reason. I don't even know why. I'm not stabbing myself too deep. I know that. Is this just a sensitive part of my body? Awkward. So sweaty right now. Look at that. That is bad. That is bad news. I didn't lube it first. Shit. Oh. I always love my opinions too. Thanks for caring. That's what I did wrong. I didn't lube my tattoo first. I don't think that's what caused the bleeding, but that is what caused... Okay, there's two different types of bleeding. See how those lines are thick? Those lines aren't supposed to be thick. So that's bleeding. But there's also blood in there. And that's a whole different type of bleeding. That's two types of blood that I don't want to deal with right now. So let's dap this up. Try not to ruin my fucking stencil. This sucks. This really sucks that this just happened. How did I let this happen? I'm supposed to be good at this. Lube it first. Okay, now we should have a little bit more safety with our tattoo. It won't be a problem now. I have had a tickle in my throat for the last several days, and I don't know what it's all about. It might be the pregnancy hormones. Could be that I'm actually sick, but it doesn't feel sick. I hope I'm doing this. Every time I tattoo myself, yeah, need lube. Oh, Master Pain. The tattoo master. I'm gonna have to watch out for you. But thanks for caring. This is kind of one of those situations where, yeah, maybe I do need you to speak up. But I'm glad you didn't, so I could realize it on my own. But the fact that you knew the whole time that I was fucking up means something. I don't know what it means. Oh. It could have been my sweat too. And it still could be, technically. You know, you ever mess something up, and then someone's like, ooh, yeah, I was gonna say something, but I didn't really want to mess you up anymore. And it's like, I needed you to say something so I could stop messing up. I don't want to mess up. Oh man, this is a full faith tattoo. This one is all about faith. Oof, because I do not. This is one of those ones, you know, yesterday with a heart, when I was doing a heart tattoo, I was like, this is going to go well no matter what happens. But this one, I have no idea how it's going to turn out. It might be ugly. It might not go anywhere near the way I want it to. I hate the first pass because you've got your stencil on there, and then you're poking it, and then you just gotta hope that you poked the whole thing properly before you wipe it off. Because once you wipe that off, that stencil's coming off. If you've been poking around it, it's gonna come off with that ink, kind of like when you put dry erase marker on a Sharpie. So if I miss any parts of this before I wipe my first pass, it's gonna get awkward, and I'm gonna lose my spot. So at least on the first pass, you gotta be super thorough. As thorough as you can. Just for your own sanity. Because you can probably connect the dots a little bit after you wipe it if you lose the stencil. But it just takes so much attention. And like you're second guessing yourself the whole time. So it's really better if you just do it right the first time. That's what my dad would say. He would say, just do it right the first time, and then you don't have to do it again. I think that's a pretty good piece of advice. But it's hard to, like, I don't know, when you mess up the first time, it's sort of like how you find out what the right way is. Okay, I'm going to make this outward fin a little bit bigger, because I do remember it was supposed to be. So, let's see how bad I messed this up. Just by trying to fix it. I don't even know if I'm capable of making it bigger. Yep, there it is. That's bigger now. It's working. And bleeding. This might be my fuzziest tattoo when it's done. There, that's bigger. I kind of like how that looks. Okay, we got up to that arm. That was the part I was the most worried about. I don't want to bring your mind to the pain, but how's it feel? Sometimes I don't even really feel the pain. No, dude, like, that's the whole thing I reason. The whole thing I reason. That's the whole reason I like doing stick and pokes, is you don't feel it. When you're doing it to yourself, it's like you can't tickle yourself. You can't feel... Yeah, you don't even feel it when you're doing it to yourself. I mean, yeah, obviously, you feel it. You feel each poke. But for some reason, it does not hurt anywhere near as much as when somebody else has given you a stick and poke. If somebody else gives you a stick and poke, it's going to hurt like a motherfucker. Have you ever had someone else give you one? Not good. Never good. Much worse than getting a tattoo with a gun. I've had my friend give me a stick and poke. I've had my friend tattoo me with a gun. I will take the pain of the gun over random, sharp bursts of pain that I have no control over any day of the week. And every time I've tried to give somebody else a stick and poke, I've been like, why are you being such a little pussy? This doesn't hurt when I do it to myself, but then I remember, I'm not doing it to myself, I'm doing it to them. And then it's like a timing thing. It's really mostly about the timing, because when you can expect, because if somebody else is giving you a stick and poke, I bet, like, because if they have moments where they're doing it at the right pace and you can breathe with it, breathing is a big part of it, weirdly enough, just to keep your focus on something else. But you can take like a big inhale when you dip, and then exhale for all the pokes. Dip, and poke for the exhales. If you feel pain, that would be my recommendation. But you probably don't, because when you're poking yourself, you're so focused on doing it right, and each time you're poking, you're thinking about how that needle is going into you, and it's like you prep yourself for it, and it's like you really don't even feel it. I mean, you should feel it a little bit, because you want to make sure that the ink is getting in there, but it's, yeah, well, like I said, like everything I just said, I would imagine that I just repeated everything that I just said, so that it drove the point home a little bit better, and that it could be more memorable. And then just pretend that I now am repeating it again, but with different words. Because some people need different words to learn lessons. They need a new way of seeing it. So imagine that I've now explained in multiple different languages the process of how it doesn't necessarily hurt when you do it to yourself, and the breathing exercises. Pretend that I gave the breathing exercises in multiple languages as well. Not like foreign languages, but like multiple different forms of English. Just different words to describe the same thing, but still in English. Dude, I got all worked up yesterday. My girl doesn't even know it. She doesn't even know that this bugged me. But we were watching a movie, and there was a guy in the movie who spoke Spanish. And the girl in the movie was like, "Oh my god, he speaks Spanish." And it was funny because the girl was married and her husband was like on the phone, so he knew that she was getting turned on by this guy who speaks Spanish. So it was like a funny moment. And my girl laughs and looks at me like I'm supposed to understand why that's funny. But what she was really saying was, "I wish you speak Spanish." So I was just laid out for the rest of the night thinking about how I don't know Spanish. And isn't that ridiculous? A little bit. But I think it's fair, too, because bitches are fucking... Not that she's a bitch. I'm saying something else, I'm sure. I'm sure I meant something else by bitches are, but... Anyways. We all get insecure. That's all I'm saying. Isn't that a good one? Isn't that like the gayest shit for me to get insecure about? It doesn't even make sense. But I think it does kind of make sense. It's like if there was like a big muscly guy, like a big bodybuilder on screen, and she giggled and looked back at me for that. Like I'm supposed to understand why it's giggly that there's a lot of muscles on screen. I don't understand that. Why don't you explain it to me, bitch? Don't call her a bitch. I will kill you. I'm talking to myself right now. I'm gonna kill myself if I ever call my wife a bitch again. I'll kill myself. How about that? Like I would love to know Spanish, but that's a lot of work. But then, what do you mean flaws? What, do you know Spanish? And I'm the one who's flawed right now because I only know English? What the fuck? Now you're pissing me off. I'm gonna start calling you a bitch. Since I can't call my girl a bitch, maybe you're the bitch. My AC keeps flipping on and off. I think it's haunted. Should I not say that? Is it worse to say, I think my AC is haunted? Or is it worse to say, ooh, I hope saying my AC is haunted doesn't really make it haunted? Like, which one of those is worse? Because I think you can get away with saying it as long as you don't mean it. But as soon as you start worrying that it might be true, I think that makes you mean it more. I'm a girl, dog. This is confusing now. You just turned my whole world upside down. I don't even believe you. What the fuck is happening? Get off my stream. No girls allowed. Are you really a girl? This is so awkward. I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. Well then, yeah, if you're a girl, how about a little feminine perspective on the issue then? Because I've always been getting masculine perspective on the issues from you. So how about some proof? How about give me a little feminine perspective on me not knowing Spanish, huh? 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 That's what I thought. If you were a girl, you'd be making me feel better right now. And you're making me feel worse, and that's how I know you're a dude. And if you're not, you should change your pronouns to he, him. Or start being more supportive. Those are your options. If you want to stay a she, her, you better act like it. Better start acting like it. Better start acting like a girl. If you want me to believe that shit. Master Pain. You should be Mistress Pain. If you're a girl, there we go. I'm sure if I was a girl, I would spell better. That's right. I knew it. If you were a girl, you'd be Mistress Pain, and that'd be a much cooler name. In fact, I want to meet somebody named Mistress Pain now. That's a cool-ass name. It really is. And yeah, girls know how to spell. Because girls think that shit matters. Right? Why do they even care about anything? Somebody's gotta care. If I don't care about spelling, who will? All right, you got me there. See, I know how to pull a feminine perspective. You just have to get real whiny about it. I'm taking it too far. And it's okay to take it too far sometimes, but you got to recognize and either pull back or go harder. And here I am pulling back. I'm not about to go off on girls and how much they care, because that's one of the best things about them. One of the best things about women is how much they care. Also, probably one of their greatest flaws. What do? You marry one. You have to. If you're not married, you're gay. And that's a fact. You make me smile at times that I don't want to admit. You make me smile. Master Payne, you make me smile when I'm on the toilet. I'm going to be honest with you. I've smiled twice in the last 6 months on the toilet due to you. So, congratulations. Not everybody can say that they do that. Another ant. Look at this. Look at this disgusting work surface I have. Who the hell do I think I am? Can I even tattoo anybody? Are you allowed to have ants in a tattoo parlor? You shouldn't be. Should not be allowed to have that. I should quit. I should be the ant killing king instead of the stick and poke king. Because I'm good at killing ants. I am much better at killing ants than giving myself stick and pokes. Alright. This is coming along great. The tattoo and the stream. We're getting deep today, folks. You know why? Is because there's no ladies here to interrupt. You know, if Linda was here right now, I'd have to adjust my tone. Because, you know, out of disrespect. You know, I would call it out of respect. I would say, I'm adjusting my tone for the ladies in the room out of respect. But the fact of the matter would be that it would be really disrespectful to adjust my tone, assuming that a woman couldn't handle tonnage. But they can't. They just can't. Does that mean that I have no respect for women? Sure. Sure, it might mean that. But at least I'm honest. And women appreciate honesty. Women want honesty more than respect. And what they really want is to get lied to well. They like honesty and good lies. If you want to impress a woman, give her a good lie. I'm telling you, that shit works every time. Until it doesn't, and then you're fucked, because what they really want is honesty. So if you're gonna lie to a woman, you better be able to keep that shit going for the rest of your life, or else you might end up asexual. If you lie to your woman, guys, I've lied to my woman. I don't really want to get into it right now. It's kind of awkward. I'm a little embarrassed about the whole thing. And it's resolving, and it's coming around. But it's not good. I did a bad lie. You know, it wasn't a good one. It wasn't one I could hold up for the rest of my life. And now, I have to try even harder than I want to get laid. And you never want to find yourself in a position where you have to try harder than you want to do something. Because then too far. I took it too far down a road. I didn't know where it was going. And now there's trees in the road. And I could drive through the trees. I could keep going about lies and women, but I'm afraid I'm going to get scratches on the paint on my truck. And I've already got a lot of those. I have a lot of scratches in my truck's paint job because I drove it through some trees on a road I didn't know where it went. And then I get to the end of the road, realize there's nothing there, and now I have to put my truck in reverse and back it up all the way down the road, back through all those trees that just scratched my paint. Now I'm double scratching those same spots, two different directions, all just to explore a point that didn't end up going anywhere. So now what I've learned is when you start going down a road that's got trees on it and you don't know where it's going, just don't. Stick to the roads where you at least know where it leads, or it's a clear road. Anyways, it's just an ant, but I could see you killing a bunch of ants for a living. Yeah, I might get to that point. I might literally have to get to the point where I'm a pest control guy, because that's actually a very well paying job for the amount of education that I have. Either pest control or waste management. Garbage control and pest control are really high paying, low education jobs, which is what I need right now. Bro, I made her believe I stopped smoking, bud. But why the fuck would I stop smoking? But lying is hard and not good in all situations. That's tricky. That's a hard one, because they don't want you to smoke. They really want you to stop smoking. Girls hate cigarettes because they want a man who's going to live up until 2 years before they die. They don't want somebody dying 15 years before them. So they're like, please stop. And then you're like, sure, I stopped. And then you're after work rubbing bleach on your lips just so that they can't smell the cigarettes when you get home. And they're like, why do you have bleach on your face? And you're like, fuck if I know. And they're like, okay. Well, I'd rather be married to somebody who rubs bleach on their face than smokes cigarettes. And now you're in a tricky situation. It's not what you want. Yeah, keep the paint clean. But honestly, listen, you don't always have to keep the paint clean. Because if you know where that road's going, and it goes to like a beautiful sunset or a beach or a mountaintop that maybe it's the middle of the day and there is no sunset, and you're not actually going to stay out long enough to see the sunset, but you just want a good view. Nothing wrong with getting a couple scratches on your truck. You can get some scratches on your truck, and then when somebody says, what the fuck happened to your truck? You'd be like, guys, I was going down this mountain. I was going up this mountain, and it was a beautiful view. I just couldn't resist. I got some scratches on the paint. And then it's worth it. So if you know where you're going, it's cool. But I hate tobacco, but weed is no reason you shouldn't smoke. Cigarettes is understandable. I don't want my girl smoking cigs. Here's the thing about weed, though, dude. Dangerous road. I quit weed yesterday. Because, well, quit is a strong word. I actually really do love smoking weed. And I agree that it's healthier than backer. Most things are healthier than backer. But the thing with weed is it can numb you out to reality a little bit. The way that alcohol does without the violence. But the problem with alcohol isn't the violence. And that is a big problem with alcohol. But numbing yourself out every day is, it can be useful, but it can also lead you down poor decision-making roads, which can be fun. I mean, listen, I agree weed is better than both alcohol and cigarettes, but I don't want to pretend that there is nothing wrong with it, because there's something wrong with everything, And if something gives you that much good feeling, there's gotta be, everything has balance. So like water doesn't do that much for us. I mean, it keeps us alive, but it's not like it doesn't like feel good, it doesn't taste good. It's just healthy. So that's why there's very little downside to water. But things that feel good, like candy, you know, try to tell a kid candy's bad for them, they're not going to get it. They're never going to understand. But it just is, and you can tell it's bad because it's so sweet. Nothing that sweet can be that good. So it's got to have that balance. Everything has balance. This whole world, everything makes sense. So for as good as weed makes you feel, it's got that much negative. Now that's the thing that's kind of cool about weed, is that sometimes it makes you feel bad. You know, sometimes you get too high and now you're thinking about all this negative stuff, and that in itself can balance it. But yeah, I've just spent a lot of time numbing out to weed, and I don't actually have any concrete examples of it specifically ruining my life. But I don't know. All the people who I like really respect, like people who get very successful, right before they get successful, they quit smoking weed. That's not true. There's a lot of successful people who still smoke weed. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm really trying to figure it out. Maybe the only problem with weed is that it costs money. That's a part of it. And it is habit forming, because it feels so good. And honestly, the guilt-free part of it, the part of weed that makes it like not that bad, might be the part that is the bad part, because it's so good you think you can just do it all the time. Nobody thinks they can just do coke all the time, or heroin. Everybody, when they do heroin, I'm sure, is thinking in the back of their head, well, this is unsustainable. So at least you have that. And then it's addictive, so it's tricky. But you got to get off it eventually. But weed is like so sustainable that it might be a problem. You're like, I could be high all day and still get all my chores done. And then that thought in itself might be enough to cause problems. Does that make sense? Like cigarettes, you should quit. So every time you smoke one, you're like, one of these days I'm going to stop. But weed, you're like, I'll never stop. And that might be I might be wrong. I might be totally wrong. And it's okay. It's okay to be wrong. I'll figure it out. One of these days. One of these damn days I'll figure out what I mean. Maybe I'm just self-conscious. Maybe I'm just being too self-conscious about my cannabis use. It just happens to be that I just quit yesterday. So when you say there's nothing wrong with it, it just gets my brain going. So yeah, you just have to keep yourself in line and control yourself and be able to live and just smoke every once in a while. That's what the cannabis mother, that's what Mary Jane Goddess, that's what the recommendation is you don't want to have a high tolerance to weed, because it can take you places that are unimaginable. If you don't get high very often, when you do get high, you can have these insane thoughts that can be really eye-opening. But if you get high every day, all day, it levels it out, and now it becomes something that you like need to function properly. And not really, because it's actually quite easy to put down. But it sort of creates that spot in your brain where you're like, is this even doing anything for me? Because weed does a lot. Cannabis is amazing, and it does a lot of good things. But yeah, I think the good from it mostly comes from, because it's like you have to get really, really, really high to get the effects that you're looking for. And you can't get that high when your tolerance is up. It's like impossible. You know, you have to have not smoked weed for like a good month to be able to get the high that is like the magic high. Like the good. I'm not even trying to say anybody needs to stop smoking weed. That's not even close to where I'm coming from. I'm literally just saying it's not perfect. And yeah, I get you. I get you too, because I agree. Listen, you're right. Weed has no reason you shouldn't smoke. You're right. But that might be the danger, is that there's no reason. Maybe that's the only danger, is that it's easy to get stuck on. I've been stuck on it for fucking 7 years. Maybe 10. How old am I? 7 years. Yeah, not 10. I've been smoking weed every day. Every single day. For almost a decade. And here I am, not doing shit. I mean, this is probably the best thing I've ever done with my life besides what's going on in that room over there, and then the room back behind it is where my daughter sleeps. And then so it's the ladies. That's the greatest shit in the world. But anyways, thanks for mentioning weed, because I did actually kind of want to talk about that, because it's been bugging me. You know, because I know a lot of scratchers love weed. It's like, oh, I get high and poke myself. Yeah, it's fun. Tolerance. Let's wipe this thing and have some serious hope that everything comes through. Because I really don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know how much I poked this thing. I'm pretty sure I was keeping track of all the spots. I dip my paper towel in a cup of water because I'm a trash person. And we're going to put some soap on it and dap that up. And let's just see how it turned out. Look how big that is. That's a big tat. Well, I can still see it, so that's good. The stencil didn't come off the way I was worried it would. Hey, that's nice. I kind of like this one. This is a good tattoo. How long have I been on here? Can I justify getting off now? Because I'm going to need to keep poking this one, but I need a break. It's a bad angle. It was not an easy angle to deal with. That's why I was something. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I appreciate you, Master Payne. Mistress Payne. You're a chick now as far as I'm concerned. You fucked up. You fucked up. Now you're a girl. And I'll never forget it. Okay, guys. Anybody else who thinks I'm wrong but hasn't said anything about it, time for me to pop off and go pee and take care of the rest of my life. I'm going to finish this one tomorrow, but I think it turned out pretty dope. I would say that's every tattoo I give myself, I'm like, this is my dopest tattoo. Any final thoughts? If there's anybody who hasn't said anything today, or if Master, Mistress if you've got anything that we should discuss before getting the hell out of here, then let's do it, because I'm interested in tying a nice bow on this, but I know I didn't get a good bow on the weed thing. I know it's kind of, I don't know, it's not touchy. I can't read with my glasses off. I just wanted you to see how handsome I am. I was like, they don't know how handsome I am with my glasses on. Now you know. Painee. What? Pain. You just want to get that out there? Is that all? Just in case somebody's, you just want your name out there. Guys, go follow. Here's a little shout out. We're gonna do, by the way, Master Payne, we absolutely will be doing some sort of live stream chat where we can poke together. Master poke tats. Go follow that. Go follow that. Anybody who's around. And I don't actually think anybody's around, so you're not going to get any followers from this, but just know I tried. This was me trying. Okay? That's the best I can do. Alright. Thank you. I love you. And I'll see you